Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Nothing like a little trade deadline cornhole out in the parking lot. Crowd filing into American Family Field. The roof is open. It is a picture-perfect night for baseball and a division rival in town for four. It's the Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brewers right now sitting atop the major leagues with the best record in the game at 69 and 42, and a lot of these teams making a lot of waves at the trade deadline. We are done with the trade talk, and we are moving on. This is what your team's going to look like the rest of the year. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Anderson along with Vinny Rottino. We'll hear from Sophia Minnaert in just a moment. The big story today is obviously the trade deadline has come and gone. The Brewers pick up 3 players for 4 minor leaguers. Vinny, what's your assessment of what the Brewers did today?
Well, they have the best ERA in the National League, and they just bolstered that rotation right here with Dustin May and then 2 relievers. These are 3 big pickups for the Milwaukee Brewers right here. Dustin May, and look, he's 28 years old, and he is healthy. 21 starts this year, 109 innings. He hasn't been healthy for basically the majority of his career, but now this season he is healthy, and he has shown flashes of being brilliant. There was a 12-stretch start where he had a 2.54 ERA, and remember, he carried a no-hitter into the 8th inning against the Milwaukee Brewers right here at American Family Field, and this is a guy that is certainly going to help them get to the finish line in terms of starts. How about JoJo Romero? 6th in the league right now with 20 holds. This guy gets strikeouts, he doesn't walk guys, and he gets ground balls. And how about getting ground balls behind this defense right here of the Milwaukee Brewers? And then you're going to go ahead and add in, quite potentially, this could be the steal of the trade deadline in terms of an unknown commodity in Antonio Senzatella, acquired from the Colorado Rockies. And look, he is a reliever now this year, and his stuff is absolutely wipe out. He's got a new cutter this year. He's throwing that about 30% of the time. So this is a guy that all of a sudden now can throw in leverage innings along with JoJo Romero. You have about 6 closers down there at this point. This is good news for the Brewers.
Senzatella lit up the Brewers here a couple of weeks ago when the Rockies were in town. Let's bring in Sophia Minnaert now. She's been all over the news of the day, and I know you've had a chance to visit with the manager, Pat Murphy. What do you have to allow, Sophia?
Well, if you know Pat Murphy, one thing he doesn't like is when his players have divided attention. So he's as relieved as anybody to have the trade deadline, and he believed, look, you can look around the league, all the teams are trying to get better. We believe we've got a pretty good team already, the best record in Major League Baseball, the 2nd best run differential. Vinny highlighted the 2nd lowest ERA as a team, and they have the best starting rotation, and that's led by a lot of rookies. So now you add an experienced arm there in Dustin May, you add 2 relievers in JoJo Romero and Antonio Senzatella. So you're adding to a position of strength, you're adding depth, you're adding insurance, and you're adding quality arms. So for Pat Murphy, he wants his group to refocus now and go forward with the team that they have and give themselves credit for the position that they put themselves in here for August and September.
Fans have every right to have any opinion they want about what we should or shouldn't do, but I can tell you this: to make trades and to acquire players and to give up prospects, I mean, the lifeblood of an organization like ours is that minor league system, and to just haphazardly give it away because now is the time. I hear all the comments. I shouldn't say I hear all the comments. I hear secondhand the comments that are made, and fans can have any right they want to have. Nobody wants to win more than the guys in that room, but we're all working in a framework that has to make sense.
Jackson Chourio and the Brewers sitting on a 6.5 game lead in the National League Central. They have the best record in baseball over the Dodgers, and now they welcome in a division foe, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who's given them troubles, but they kick off a 4-game series here at American Family Field.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin. And by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
Listen up, Wisconsin.
It's a beautiful Monday night in Milwaukee. Brewers TV presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. A little pregame pyro going off with the roof open here tonight. And we are set for baseball. Game one of a 4-game series. It's a 7-game homestand for the Brewers with the Pirates and the Twins coming to town. Brian Anderson, Vinny Rotino, our Emmy-winning reporter Sophia Minard. Glad to have you along with us here tonight. Pirates batting order presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Jake Mangum leads off. Brandon Lau will hit second, then Brian Reynolds. Esmerlin Valdez, Spencer Horwitz, and Nick Gonzalez. And then Andy Rodriguez, Jacob Gonzalez. He'll be the shortstop. And Henry Davis will do the catching. Pirates still without Connor Griffin, their talented young shortstop. And that is the lineup, Vinny, that Brandon Sproat will face to kick off this homestand.
Looking to get back into the win column after a couple of losses for Sproat, and he's going to have to do it against one of the best offenses in the game in the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last time out against the Giants, he actually went 6 innings. It was a quality start on 97 pitches, but he gave up 3 on 6 hits, walked 3, and struck out 5. So you got to limit the walks in this one and stay aggressive.
Tonight's first pitch presented by Aurora Healthcare as Brandon Sproat toes the rubber. Home plate umpire John Lipka says play ball. And Sproat to Jake Mangum, and away we go.
And call the ball.
Call the ball. No challenge on the first pitch of the game. Would have been a strike. And Mangum fouls that one away. Pirates come in here having lost 3 out of 4 on the road in Cincinnati. They got drubbed yesterday 10-2. Mitch Kelly struggled in that game and was announced today by Don Kelly and the Pirates that he's been placed on the injured list. Shoulder injury, and he's going on the 60-day IL. So Pirates have been busy at the trade deadline, and they're going to be out without one of their starters. Like the Brewers, Pittsburgh is in the middle of a long stretch of 17 consecutive games without a day off. This is day 11 for Pittsburgh. This is day 3 for the Brewers, or day 4. And a swing and a miss. Sproat opens it up with a strikeout on a big sweeping breaking ball.
And let's check out tonight's Miller Time game plan, and it's for Brandon Sproat. You got to stay aggressive. Look, hitters are hitting just 142 against Brandon Sproat. Once he gets to 2 strikes, he's got so many different weapons. You saw the sweeper. That is a wipeout weapon right there for Brandon Sproat. We just saw him punch out Jake Mangum on that pitch. Stay aggressive. Don't waste pitches. Don't need to.
There's Brandon Lau. Big acquisition this offseason by the Pirates. Longtime Tampa Bay Ray. Pittsburgh wanted more slug in their lineup, and they have certainly got that. Brandon Lau has hit 23 homers this year in a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Pittsburgh.
And Lau has been one of the reasons, BA, as to why the Pittsburgh Pirates went from one of the worst offenses in all of baseball to now scoring the 2nd most runs per game in all of baseball this year in 2026.
1 ball, 1 strike. Takes a pitch. Pittsburgh is without Connor Griffin, as I mentioned. Also O'Neal Cruz, who's been on the IL since June 10th. Those are 2 big bats in their lineup. Everyday players. Center fielder and a shortstop.
And don't forget about Ryan O'Hearn as well, who's having a great year. He's out with a quad injury. That one's going to take about 8 weeks or so.
That was the latest injury for the Pirates. Two and two the count on Brandon Lau. One of 3 left-handed bats in there. It's a ground ball out to Terang. 2 outs.
Let's take a look at that defense behind Brandon Sproat. Brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Jackson Churio in left. Garrett Mitchell in center. Jake Bowers gets the start in right. David Hamilton over there at third. Joey Ortiz starting in place of Cooper Pratt at short. Bryce Terang at second. Andrew Vaughn at first. And William Contreras is catching 4 days in a row now, paired with Brandon Sproat.
2 outs for Brian Reynolds. longtime Brewer killer, Brian Reynolds, putting together a solid year. I'd say probably a tick down from what Reynolds' expectations of himself are, but still an OPS at 832. He's got 15 homers, 63 driven in. And he has just been the guy that has torched the Brewers through the years to the tune of a .319 average. Look at that OPS against Milwaukee pitching through the years.
It's been as a left-handed hitter and a right-handed hitter, BA.
And he slaps that one into left field for a base hit. So the switch hitter Reynolds with a 2-out single, and the Pirates have a man on.
This is what he has been doing a lot here at American Family Field. Just hits it where it's pitched, uses that opposite field really well, and just punches a base hit into left field for a 2-out base hit.
Pittsburgh has the most hits in Major League Baseball, and hitting home runs at a very high clip compared to their team last year. They got a real chance. Do the Pirates. They're sitting in position in the wild card race right now. They've kind of fallen on hard times here lately, but this is a Pirates team that has done some acquiring, made some acquisitions at the trade deadline, and they've got the wild card in their sights right now. Pittsburgh is 3.5 back of the third wild card spot. Cubs, Diamondbacks, Phillies make up the top 3, and then you've got the Padres and Marlins in the mix. Pittsburgh thinks they have a run in them. That one gets back to the screen. Brian Reynolds to second on a wild pitch.
I mean, there's a lot of indicators that would say that they are in this thing, even though they are 3.5 back. Great starting pitching, although they haven't pitched like it since the end of May. Here's a wild pitch from our dirt cam, brought to you by Diggers Hotline. That's one of those ones where Brandon Sproat just yanks it all the way back to the backstop.
Tied him up. That's a foul ball and a strike. And Esmeralyn Valdez in a 2-2 count. The National League Rookie of the Month here in the month of July. Valdez, 8 homers, 25 RBIs in the month of July. This Pirates team hit 117 homers last year. They've already hit 139 home runs. Second only to the Nationals in runs scored in the major leagues. And Valdez draws the walk. One of the reasons he was Rookie of the Month. He's been taking a lot of pitches, showing good plate discipline, and now the Pirates threaten here in the first inning.
And it wouldn't surprise me if the Brewers pitchers are just kind of reminded of what Valdez did against them in the last series right before the All-Star break. Hit 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Sproat really careful with him in that at-bat.
Pirates swept the Brewers right before the All-Star break. Swing and a miss by Spencer Horwitz. You've met John Lipka, home plate umpire. James Hoy is the crew chief. He's over at first base. DJ Rayburn at second, with Sean Barber the third base umpire. Mustache is outstanding as always for Sean. Coiffed nicely. Looking like Ron Swanson over there.
Who?
Parks and Rec.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Got it.
0-2 to Horwitz. Just got him back. Had a hamstring injury in third week of June. He just returned yesterday. As O'Hearn went on the injured list, Horwitz takes his spot. See if Sproat can get out of this first inning. 2 outs, 2 on. And a swing and a miss. Sproat dials it up to 98. 2 Ks in the inning. Pirates strand a pair. Brewers coming up for the first time against Bubba Chandler. Drone Cam presented by UW Credit Union. Going down the roller coaster up on the roof here at American Family Field. Parking lot is full. Here is the Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order for the Brew Crew. Bryce Terang leads off, Jackson Churio, then Christian Yelich. That'll be the first three if anybody gets on. William Contreras, Bubba Chandler. He is a guy the Pirates are very high on. Comes in with an ERA over 4.5, Vinny. Big upside for Bubba Chandler. Just getting his career started. 22nd start of the year.
Last pitched on Tuesday against Arizona, giving up 5 runs. Only 3 were earned. 91 pitches in that one. In 4 innings of work. Operates from that first base side of the rubber. Stretch only. He's got a big fastball, upper 9s, 2 and 4-seamer. He deploys a sharp slider. That's his best secondary pitch. Flashes feel for a changeup. Also throws a sweeper and a curveball. So he's got all the weapons. Just a matter of him being in the zone. Brewers have to be patient. Second worst walk percentage in all of baseball among starters.
Pirates have dropped 8 of their last 11 games. Remember, they swept the Brewers going into the All-Star break. They were riding high at that point, 3 games over. Second half has not gone well for them, and Chandler, right on cue, Vinny, issues a walk to Bryce Terang, and the Brewers have speed on the bags to start it. Ball 4 presented by Feltco.
Chandler is not throwing strikes. It's going to be a long night for the 23-year-old kid, Bubba Chandler, just because the Brewers just do an exceptional job of making sure balls are in the zone before they offer at him.
Jackson Chourio takes strike 1. Churio's got the pant legs to the knees tonight. That means he means business. He's in gamer mode.
Little rough stretch right here, and he's trying to find something that works.
Change it up. Superstition is the way here. Chourio put on a show in batting practice today. Came out early, as he does with William Contreras. They typically hit earlier in the day, but before the rest of the team. Everybody's got their own rhythm and routine. And Jackson Chourio, I don't know if it's going to translate to the game, but it was impressive. Opposite field, center field, right center field bombs. Just rifling one ball after another into the Toyota territory.
He's never too far away from finding it. Hopefully that's tonight.
And he takes a called strike 3. Good pitch by Chandler. 99 on the outside corner. And after a leadoff walk, it's the first strikeout for Chandler. And how about you set us up for the Pirates defensively, Ben?
Brian Reynolds in left, Jake. Mangum in center. Esmerlin Valdez, they call him the magician, in right. Around the infield third to first, Gonzalez and Gonzalez, Lau, Rodriguez, and Henry Davis behind the plate.
That's Nick over at third, Jacob at short, and a hot shot by Yelich. And now Terang going to be tagged out, and it'll be a double play ball. Terang wasn't sure if it was caught in the air. It wasn't going to matter. No man's land. Tough break for Yelich. Inning is over, and we head to the second scoreless. Brewers and Pirates on Brewers TV tonight.
Pace to discover.
The trade deadline has passed, and the Brewers made a number of acquisitions, adding 3 pitchers to their roster here. They have acquired Dustin May and Jojo Romero from the St. Louis Cardinals, and then also added reliever Antonio Senzatella from the Colorado Rockies. So we'll get corresponding moves here in the next couple of days. And Pat Murphy said, you know, this is the time of year where you maybe get your edge back and you sharpen your sword, so to speak. He believes that they already have a very strong team with what they've done to put themselves in this position. But he said, you know, there's a lot of conversation and narratives out there around the trade deadline, what other teams did. For him, he wants this group to keep their focus on themselves. And so he wanted them to refocus, and he met with the team actually just after the trade deadline passed. And the message was pretty simple. It was, hey, if you've been here in the past, we have to be the team that we've been. And that's being uncommon. It's attention to details. It's executing when you're asked to. It's being a good teammate. It's playing for the front of the jersey, right? And putting the individual statistics and your individual concerns aside. So he said it was a really good message. The team received it. And we'll hear from Matt Arnold here in a couple of innings, guys. But Pat Murphy wants his group to refocus and believes they've put themselves in a good position here for the second half.
Yeah, good stuff, Sophia. And also, Vinny, there is that feeling for a ball club once you pass the trade deadline. This is the team you have. This is who you are now for the rest of the season. And there is this, you know, this piece of a finishing kick, a final sprint to the end of the season. The Brewers are in great shape right now, obviously in the standings. They've got a nice lead, and they want to keep adding to that lead to set themselves up for the postseason.
And maybe that's forgotten a little bit, BA, that the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers, smallest market in all of baseball, have the best record in baseball right now. They are in position to have that first seed in the playoffs if it were to start today. And the reason for that is everything Sophia just reported on, that this team has an identity, that they believe in each other, they're going to play for each other on the name on the front of the jersey, and they're going to hopefully carry that through, not for the next 2 months, but maybe the next 3.
There's a swing and a miss. Sprode picks up his 3rd strikeout. He's got a good looking breaking ball going right now. And of the first 5 outs he has recorded, 3 Ks for Brandon Sprode.
Yeah, this is the version of Brandon Sprode that when he is doing this, again, staying aggressive, using the fastball early and the breaking stuff late for Chase, he's virtually unhittable. Can he maintain this? This is what we are all waiting to see from Brandon Sprode put it together for an entire start.
Jacob Gonzalez, the Pirates shortstop, hitting 8th in the Pirates lineup. He's up there with 2 away. And a lot of that has to do for Sprode as far as pitching deeper into games, minimizing his pitch count. If you get into the micro on that, it is finishing innings like in spots like this. He's got the first 2 out. You want to try to make this a 3-up, 3-down inning. Pirates got a single and a walk with 2 outs in the first. All those pitches add up. All those stress pitches with men on base. Got to control the bottom of any major league batting order, especially this one with so much talent up there at the top. That's a hot one. Nice play. Vaughn takes it to the bag. Glove save and a dandy. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Brandon Sprode. We'll visit with Matt Arnold. We're going to talk trades. He's got a lot to say. He's coming on the air with us when we continue.
Got an 11.
No score. We head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and the man everybody wants to hear from, Matt Arnold, head of baseball operations for the Brewers, is joining us. William Contreras leads off, takes strike 1 from Bubba Chandler. A million questions coming your way. Number 1, how you feeling? What's this moment like after you've been through this whirlwind of trading activity?
Yeah, honestly, overall, really good. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work. It's a little exhausting. I'm ready for a nap and a cocktail, but honestly, like we're happy with what we were able to accomplish. Honestly, it takes a lot of work from a lot of people. Certainly not just me. Everybody was here super late the last couple nights and really just put a ton of work into this because we want to make the team as good as we possibly can.
I got one question. This is a personal question for you, Matt Arnold. When it is the moment where you've got to say thumbs up, thumbs down, like it kind of falls on you to say yes or no. What is that like? Is it adrenaline? Is it? Are you cautious? Are you fired up? Are you? Do you know, like, what is that?
Yeah, it is. There's probably it depends on the context, obviously, of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish, and what the alternatives were. You're all trying to weigh like what you can do versus what maybe you just don't do anything at all. And so there's always a cascading effect into every single decision, and we just want to try to make the best decision. So yeah, it's exhilarating in a lot of ways, and hopefully, again, like the goal is just to help the team and help us win.
Can you share with us for the last 72 hours every single conversation that you've had? I wanted to be a fly on a wall so bad. No,
let's do it.
These are the players.
Talk about the players, though. Yeah, Dustin May, Jojo Romero, Antonio Senzel.
Yeah, the 2 guys from the Cardinals, obviously May, we've seen a bunch over the years, and he was nasty against us, very recently, and he's throwing the ball great. I just talked to him a little bit ago. He feels really good. He's confident. Coming in here as an experienced starter with postseason experience. A big physical guy with good stuff, and that kind of stuff we think plays in the postseason, and I think he has a chance to really help us. Jojo Romero, again, another guy that we've seen a ton of. I was talking to Yelich earlier, and again, like, our guys are just happy he's on our side. He's been a battle-tested lefty for a long time. He had a little appendicitis thing that he was dealing with, and so he's coming back from that, but should be back hopefully in the next couple weeks. And then Antonio Senzel is a guy that we've faced in the past in the playoffs, and so he's, again, a guy that's been around, pitched in a really, really tough environment and really held his own, and heard nothing but great stuff about him as well. So we're happy to have all of them.
Senzel is a guy that, Vinny and I have been talking, and we saw Senzel here with the Rockies. he was a little bit of the sleeper guy. There were a lot of scouts. The last time the Rockies were in Milwaukee, he was kind of the one guy everybody had their eyes on, and certainly you guys did as well. As Jake Bauer strikes out. This inning's not going great with you up here, by the way. Back-to-back strikeouts.
I'm working. I'm trying.
What can you tell us about Senzatella? What about him now as a reliever that you like?
Yeah, I think first getting him out of that environment, I think, is great. On the road, he's done a really nice job away from Coors, just like everybody else, right, for the most part. But really high-octane stuff. Good person, too. He was with Nestor Corredor, one of our coaches on Team Venezuela, and he had great things to say about this guy. And just everybody raves about who he is. I heard already from people from the Rockies that said nothing but great stuff about him. So the type of person, again, we know is important to bring in the room, the right type of guy, and then obviously the stuff that goes with it is really exciting.
And how important is that, Matt? So when you're going through all the scouting reports and all the data and the analytics and the math that's involved with it, and then just the scouting feel of a player, whether or not you want to acquire, how important is that last piece that you just talked about, the makeup of a player if he's going to be the right guy?
Absolutely, he's got to fit. And Murph had a great conversation with the team before the game, which was awesome, and addressed the group and talked about, look, these are veteran guys that we plan on them bringing their leadership, but they also need to fit in, and we talked about those guys before the game, all these guys before the game, and really that, like you said, Vinny, it's so important for them to fit in the room and just see what they can do to contribute and just be part of it, because it's about the name on the front of the logo, not on the back of the jersey.
Visiting with Matt Arnold, 2 outs here, 2-2 the count on Andrew Vaughn. Brewers and Pirates game 1, and that one's down low. Let me ask you, answer this question. Fans want to know why not Tarek Skubal. He was a Tiger, now he's a Dodger. He's not your player, but you remember back to CC Sabathia, and that's
Sure.
still fresh on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that group?
I would say, look, I mean, obviously can't discuss specifics on anybody. I would say, like, we try to do a lot of responsible stuff, and frankly, there was some stuff that we consider that was pretty irresponsible in a good way that I think would have really helped this team. And I can tell you, like, the guys in the room really tried hard to do what we can to help the team. So I think across the board, you name the player, like we were in on it. We tried to do what we could to help the team.
And I feel like there was a collective meeting. This is hypothetical, probably didn't happen, but I felt like it was, where everyone, after you guys, they said yes on Skubal, the Tigers did, from the Dodgers package, and everyone said, okay, there's only one thing left to do, like the Jake Taylor
Sure.
right line with the
video.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, was there a feel of that, like, okay, we're going to take down this Goliath right here?
I don't think any. Yeah, look, I mean, anytime you're in on a bunch of stuff and you don't get it, like, you kind of put your feet up and you're like, that's a bummer on whatever it is, and especially when you put a lot of minutes into it, and the group really does. And then it's just like you said, it's like, hey, let's just find a way and figure it out and do what we can to go after the next guy. And I think ultimately, we were able to accomplish a lot.
Garrett Mitchell now with Vaughn at first. Is it strange for you to do a deal with the Cardinals inside the division?
Not really. No, I've known Chaim Bloom a really long time, and so he and I worked together for years, and so we have a good relationship. And obviously, they got some good guys. We signed, and we're happy with them, certainly, to have them in the organization. But you got to give up something to get something. Again, we're really happy to have Romero and May from them.
I think you did a great job, man.
Thanks,
we'll
pal.
find out. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
you. Thank you, man.
Trade deadline is over. Done and
Thank you.
dusted. And Matt Arnold has survived another trade deadline. Brewers got better, and they're already the best team in baseball right now.
Brewers.com.
Secure the best Brewers ticket prices for 2027 with a $100 deposit on a season seat membership. You'll score priority seat selection and 2 free tickets to a game this season. Plus, members get exclusive rewards. Learn more at brewers.com/season tickets.
No score as we head to the 3rd inning. Number 9 hitter Henry Davis leads off. Pirate catcher. And he pops this one up right up the chute. Contreras had a hard time finding it. And now David Hamilton comes in and makes the play. That was sweet music to Contreras' ears. The I got it from David Hamilton. And one away in this 3rd. And gives us a chance to hear a word from Gruber Law Offices.
Get a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Top of the order, here's Jake Mangum, switch hitting center fielder. Steve Wright from Sproat. Unpack what you heard from Matt Arnold. Anything catch your ear about the process or the players. I liked what he had to say about Tarek Skubal. I mean, I know it was high on his list, like it was just about everybody who had a chance at Tarek Skubal. There's out number 2.
Well, he's been so responsible with all the prospects and about the Brewers' future and having a sustainable winner. And they've done that. They've accomplished that. What caught my ear was the fact that he said the offer that we had on the table was quite irresponsible. And so they just selected, for whatever reason, the Tigers offer. I'm sorry, the Dodgers offer, the Tigers did, instead of the Brewers. And I'm sure that had to be frustrating.
Takes 2 to make a deal, no question about it.
And with us never knowing what that deal actually was, I'm sure people at home are saying, well, come on, you could have beat it. Well, everyone values, and I was a scout, everyone values prospects differently. And it sounds like the Tigers really valued that Zaire Hope player, as well as River Ryan and that Brady Smith.
Well, the Dodgers, the biggest payroll, most formidable pitching staff and lineup, and they certainly added to that.
Maybe again this will light a fire under the Milwaukee Brewers and find that edge like Sophia was talking about. It's crazy because they have the best record in baseball right now, but I don't think anyone would say that they're playing their best baseball.
No. Pat Murphy kind of says the same. He's actually gone into college coach mode a little bit here over the last few days, especially today. And trying to dial things up a little bit, remind these players who they are. A lot of chatter about these players, and if you're not studying the game or studying the Brewers every day, especially on the talk show circuit, you might not be familiar with some of these players that the Brewers acquired. That's why I think Senzatella is the sleeper in this deal, and you have the scouting eyes, and we've been talking about Senzatella for a few weeks now, but man, to do what he's done, adding that cut fastball, and he looks like a real weapon right now to me. It's a bouncing ball. Terang is over. Backhand throw to first. And not in time. Brandon Lau beat it out. Brewers will certainly want to have a look at this. Lau was sniffing a base hit. Hustling down the line. Was an incredible play by Terang.
And I'm sure as a hitter, Brandon Lau was thinking that's a base hit, and then he's watching the first baseman catch this ball, and he's thinking, you got to be kidding me that Bryce Terang got to that baseball, first of all, and then made a play on Brandon Lau's base hit up the middle, and he did just beat it.
Infield hit. Second hit for the Pirates, both singles. And here's Brian Reynolds. This will be a real test early here for Brandon Sproat. Reynolds with a base hit to the opposite field his first time up. Only time will tell with all these moves. The Brewers had some pretty specific needs, and the good news about Milwaukee's roster, there's another one on the ground that's going to get through. Reynolds finds a hole, and Lau over to third, and now Sproat with 2 outs. Pitching in some traffic here with runners at the corners. Second hit for Reynolds.
A couple of hits that weren't hit all that hard. Seeing eye base hits. This one actually gets through the infield, as Lau's did not. And Lau ends up going first to third. And let's see if Brandon Sproat can really bear down right here and make some quality pitches with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
He's got a hot hitter coming up as Merlin Valdez walked his first time up. Be careful on this first pitch. Valdez, even with an all-star break in the month of July, which cut the total games, had 8 home runs and 25 RBIs. The Pirates haven't had a rookie of the month since Paul Skeens a couple of years ago. Just 22 years of age.
Good looking player, slugger for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Plays pretty good right field defense as well. Although he has cooled off as of late. Last 12 games is 5 for 37.
2-0 the count on Valdez. And he takes a strike. Pinpoint fastball. 2-1 the count. Sprode has such electric stuff. If he gets it all harnessed and in the right direction, and he is by all means a work in progress. But you see those flashes of a guy who could be an ace. He's had a hard time putting it all together. Wants to be a starting pitcher. It will continue that way as a Brewer, but you could see a scenario in a postseason where he could come out of the pen and be a real weapon.
Yeah, for sure.
3-1, late on it. Hitters count, got a fastball, and was still late.
Yeah, Brandon Sproat's fastball has been very difficult. Fast four-seamer and sinker to square up. It's kind of gone away from the cutter. He's been attacking hitters with the four-seamer, two-seamer combination.
Big pitch here, 3-2 the count. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Reynolds goes, and Valdez checks his swing. Bases are loaded. Second time Valdez has walked.
Let's take a look at this check swing right here. Yeah, it looked like that barrel didn't get out in front of him. This is what I'm talking about with Brandon Sproat. With the game seemingly speeding up on him a little bit, he's got to just learn how to make quality pitches in these spots, especially second and third time through the order.
Well, he's got that reminder stitched on his glove. Let it eat, right near his number 23. That is a permanent reminder to be free, let it fly, which he does not do when the pressure starts to squeeze down a little bit.
He may be thinking too much. That's that reminder.
Well, this is the time to let it eat right now because the Pirates are threatening. Sproat's given up 3 hits, all singles, 2 walks. Does have 3 strikeouts. And he'll face Spencer Horwitz, who he struck out in the first inning with 2 on. A ball, no strikes. 2-0 now.
Doubled up on the changeup. The second one was better than the first. Looked like Horwitz was auto taking on that one. Very aggressive hitter in Spencer Horwitz.
Has not had a lot of time on the field since June, and that is down the line and big trouble. 1 run is in Lau. Reynolds right behind him. They're going to wave Valdez. He will score. It's a 3 RBI double for Spencer Horwitz.
Yeah, that's how quickly it can happen. Such an unforgiving game. Couple of seeing eye singles. You get behind Valdez 3-1. You end up walking him. And then you have to throw a 2-0 sinker down the middle to a pretty good hitter. And he wraps it right down the line inside the base. And it clears the bases. This unforgiving game of baseball.
So Sproat will have to put the pieces together now, down 3-0 in the third. Here's Nick Gonzalez. Right off the end of the bat, a foul ball. Gonzalez has had a nice year. Changed his hitting mechanics this year. Highly touted prospect who became a big leaguer and was struggling at the big league level. He's hitting .312 with 50 RBIs. Late on that one. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, you can get him with fastballs inside, but why? Because of that adjustment that he made. He is using the whole field, going a lot to the opposite field, keeps him on the breaking stuff from a righty.
Garrett Stallings getting ready in the Brewers bullpen. 2-out damage for the Pirates. 4 consecutive base runners. And Sproat with a strikeout to end the inning. Big damage done though. Sproat continues to struggle finishing off these innings. Brewers have to play from behind, see if they can pick up their starting pitcher tonight. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite, taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. Work to do now. 3-run inning for the Pirates in the top of the third. Brewers down 3-0 as we go to the home third. David Hamilton leads off. And Bubba Chandler misses, but a challenge.
Pitch called a ball. Catch is challenging.
John Lipka, home plate umpire. Henry Davis challenging this call. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And that is a steal right.
Pittsburgh has 2 remaining.
David Hamilton, Joey Ortiz, Bryce Terang will start it for the Brewers in this third inning. And that ball's in the gap right center off the end of the bat and caught in right field by Valdez. Just hung up there long enough for Valdez to run under it. Great diving play.
Yeah, this ball, it never came down. I'm sure David Hamilton was begging for it to do so, and off the end of the bat just a little bit, and it just hung up enough for Valdez to run underneath it and make a pretty good play and right.
Hamilton got out in front of a changeup and a good catch, and now a bouncer by Ortiz on the first pitch, and there are 2 quick outs for Bubba Chandler.
Let's take another look at that catch. You see Valdez, pretty athletic for a big guy, isn't he? Runs that ball down in the gap and makes a nice diving play. Chandler's very appreciative of it. David Hamilton not so much.
2 outs. Top of the order here is Terang. Brewers coming back from their West Coast trip through San Francisco and Anaheim. Got shut out yesterday 3-0. Scored 3 runs in a win in game 2 of that series. They opened that series with a 6-2 win. Dropped 2 out of 3 in San Francisco, so it was a 3-3 road trip for the Brewers. 7-game homestand and then right back on the West Coast. 3 in San Diego, 4 against the Dodgers in LA. Pretty good bet you're going to see Skubal in one of those games. Skubal goes tomorrow for the Dodgers at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. Cubs acquired Kevin Gausman as well. That ball's hit sharply to center field, but right at Mangum. And a 3-up, 3-down shutdown inning for Bubba Chandler. 3-0 Pirates. We go to the 4th inning as the sun sets.
Get the next Brewers local artist hat at the game Tuesday, August 18th for the first 10,000 fans through the gates, courtesy of Hupy and Abraham. The hat features an original design by Racine-based artist Rick Stoltz. Get seats at brewers.com/giveaways.
3-0 Pirates. As we go to the 4th inning, Andy Rodriguez, Jacob Gonzalez, Henry Davis to start it against Brandon Sproat. And Sproat desperate for a quick inning with a 0 here in the 4th. Bubba Chandler, a 3-up, 3-down, 7-pitch inning after the Pirates got him 3 in the 3rd. So Sproat was not on that bench very long. And there's a base hit by Andy Rodriguez. Sproat was a half a step from getting out of the 3rd inning, 3-up, 3-down. Lau beat it out on that infield hit. And now Sproat is losing some wheels here quick.
Yeah, flat cutter right down the middle. Andy Rodriguez just barrels it up right back up the middle. How about a double play?
Last 6 batters, Pirates have 4 hits and a walk. Here's Jacob Gonzalez. Pirates did some adding at the trade deadline. Luke Weaver was the biggest name they acquired. They did acquire Camilo Doval a couple of days ago. That's going to get by Contreras. And over to second base on a wild pitch is Andy Rodriguez. Pirates added Kirby Yates. They acquired Hunter Stratton. They acquired Camilo Doval, who will fit in the back of their bullpen, and then Luke Weaver, who's going to get some high leverage, maybe even closing opportunities. Former Yankee closer. Weaver had been with the Mets. And another one back to the screen. Fans are getting restless here. A couple of wild pitches, and Pat Murphy is on his way out. Garrett Stallings throwing in the bullpen.
Can't imagine he's going to make a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat, but he might. Wow.
Sure is. Well, that is the message sent. Pat Murphy takes the ball from Sproat in the middle of an at-bat. And Sproat, a rough start. So into the bullpen go the Brewers early tonight with a runner at third base and nobody out.
For Feldco.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. First 3+ innings, not what you would want to copyright anyway. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all, called to the pen. Garrett Stallings will take over in the middle of a count. 2 balls and a strike on Jacob Gonzalez. Brandon Sproat is out. Runner at third, infield end. There's nobody out in this Pirate fourth.
This is his 4th stint with the Brewers, Jacob Stallings. And he has been very, very good. He's got a dirty changeup. Hitter's just 1 for 16 against it. And he has inherited a mess.
Right off the end of the bat. Ultimate underdog at bat here. Come in down in the count 2-1. It's like those old drills we used to do in high school, you know, and the coach would assign an account, and then you start in the middle of an at bat.
Yeah.
Change up there.
Or extra innings, right? You play extra innings where everything is 2-1. I just call him Jacob Stallings. I meant Garrett, of course.
Former Pirate catcher,
yeah.
Jacob Stallings. Full count. Jacob Gonzalez has been swinging a good bat, especially with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they acquired this guy from AAA from the White Sox when Connor Griffin went down with that severed tendon in his finger, and he's been good ever since.
And he got him. There you go. Stallings with a strikeout. That's what he needed. Runner still at third base. And now 1 out.
Yeah, he's deceptive. He's got a low release height to that fastball, and that's a cut fastball at the top of the zone. You could see that Gonzalez was pretty disappointed himself with that effort.
1 away. Here's Henry Davis. Stallings pitching in his 4th game as a Brewer, and a wave and a miss. Changeup. He's got a good one going here today. Came back up, pitch against the Giants. A couple innings there. Prior to that was pitching in the minor leagues. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
He's got good arm speed on that changeup, 81 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that last changeup. Look at the rotation on it, kind of that Foch grip, right? Comes off those 2 middle fingers.
1-2. Davis lays off, backed it up with a changeup. Stallings made his big league debut last month in Cincinnati. Long road to get here. Brewers got him from Baltimore. And now the count goes full. Number 9 hitter. A lot of swing and miss at the bottom of the order for the Pirates. Stallings would love a strikeout here. 3-2 pitch, and he missed. And it's ball 4. Pirates draw their third walk already. We're only in the fourth inning. But it does set up a double play opportunity. Speedy runner at the plate in Mangum.
Another one of these hot hitters for the Pittsburgh Pirates, getting a chance to play every day.
O'Neill Cruz on the injured list. Mangum's riding a 10-game on base streak. And he's done some damage in the middle of that streak. Runner at third, Endy Rodriguez. He singled, went to second on a wild pitch, went to third on a wild pitch. Davis, the runner at first. Pushes that bunt, trying to drag one for a base hit.
Tough pitch to bunt. The cutter way in off the plate. Super aggressive hitter in Jake Mangum.
Gets the bunt down. Play at first. Turang is late.
I am not sure why William Contreras called for that play to be made at first base. Get a runner right in front of you in Endy Rodriguez that's running home. And the play was right in front of him. Look at this ball bunted right back to Stallings. And William Contreras just did not see the runner, and Endy Rodriguez coming home. Maybe surprised the fact that he was actually coming home on a bunt that was that close to the pitcher, and Bryce Turang not even covering.
Another run is in. He had infield hit and an RBI for Mangum.
Look at William does not even look at the runner at third base and Endy Rodriguez. Just points to first immediately, but if you back up, you're going to have a little shovel play at home.
Best chance at an out was at the plate. Problem was Contreras vacated the area, so he was nowhere to be found. Fly ball into left field. Churio for out number 2.
How about the Pittsburgh Pirates just continuing to give the Brewers problems? Pirates are 5-1 so far this season against the Milwaukee Brewers.
After this 4-game series, 3 more to go in Pittsburgh mid-September. Pirates are only 2 wins away from securing the season series against Milwaukee, having won 5 of 6 this year. 2 outs. Here's Brian Reynolds, first and second for Pittsburgh. Reynolds lofts one in the air to Churio, and no further damage. Brewers do give up 1. That run will belong to Sproat, who goes 3+ in this game, and the Brewers coming up down 4-0.
To everyone.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia, hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Brewers, the official source for your Brewers gear.
Ugly start to this one tonight. See if the Brewers can turn it around. A lot of game remaining. 4-0 Pirates. Jackson Churio leads off, takes one upstairs. Chandler coming off a 7-pitch third inning. He has issued 2 walks, erased the first walk in the first inning with a double play. So he has faced 1 over the minimum. Struck out Churio with an outside corner fastball his last time up. Laid him up. It's a strike. 1-2. Chandler just 23 years of age. He'll be 24 in September. Second year in the big leagues. only 7 games last year. He's been a regular starter for the Pirates this year for the first time in the big leagues.
He's one of the top prospects in baseball last year. And he has not lived up to the hype as of yet. There's too many walks so far in his major league career. Obviously, they're still high on the kid.
Georgia native.
Average fastball velocity, second best to Jacob Mizorowski. This is territory that the Brewers have not found themselves in a whole lot of. They're usually great starting pitching. In fact, they lead all of baseball in team starting pitching ERA. And so their pitching and defense keeps them close in ball games. And then they just wear down opposing pitchers and they score enough to win. And that's how they have the best record in baseball.
Ball's hit hard right at the shortstop Gonzalez. And good hands out there. He makes a play for out number 1. How about we hear a word from Potawatomi Sportsbook?
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
There's Christian Yelich with one away. Chandler has retired 5 in a row since he walked Vaughn in the second. Yelich hit the ball sharply his first time up. That's the one that turned into a double play. Pulled it right to the first baseman. Brewers have starters on the way. Dustin May just acquired by the Cardinals. Kyle Harrison is returning.
Scheduled to pitch Wednesday.
Those starting rotation spots are now in jeopardy. Another good play by Gonzalez. Jacob Gonzalez, 2 outs. He's a smooth shortstop. Filling in nicely for Connor Griffin. So 2 outs, nobody on. That brings up William Contreras. He's on the Wisconsin Lottery home run leaderboard. Jake Bauers hit number 20 Saturday. Terang's got 16. Homered at Anaheim. Contreras with 10 homers, 57 RBIs. And he pops this one up. Davis will give it a look, playable, and that is the inning. Pirates lead 4-0. Bubba Chandler mowing down the Brewers now. 7 in a row, he's retired.
Brewers and Pirates back here at American Family Field. Pittsburgh with a 4-0 lead as we head to the 5th inning. Our Freighter and Medical College of Wisconsin injury report. Good news for Kyle Harrison, back with the team. Made his last rehab appearance Thursday with the Timber Rattlers. 5 2/3 innings there for him. Today was his bullpen day. He said everything went really well. He feels like his arm, that forearm inflammation that he was dealing with in the first half, has cleared up. He feels great physically, was recovered really well coming off of that rehab start. So he is in line to rejoin the rotation on Wednesday, guys, here against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he's eager to get back in there. And he also had great things to say about Dustin May. They overlapped as teammates when Harrison made a couple of starts with the Red Sox in September of last year. Said he's just a great guy. He said obviously he has nasty stuff with his sweepers and the sinker that he has, a lot of the changeups. He said just he's a lot of fun to talk to and get to know. So he's looking forward to having Dustin May with the Brewers here in the next couple days.
Yeah, it's good intel, and these guys, need to feel comfortable when they arrive. As Stallings strikes out as Merlin Valdez. That's how the inning begins here in the 5th. And Harrison, it's an interesting path here because he had a similar injury as a member of the Giants, and he tried to be the tough guy and pitched through it and cost himself some time on the injured list. This time he said I was much smarter about it, recognized it right away. Very similar thing that just needs some time to heal. There's a fly ball to right, and Horwitz is out number 2. So Vinny, I think there's a good lesson there, but it is also interesting that the MRI that Harrison had is something that he really needed to give him the validation that he was not injured.
Right.
And that's when things just kind of turned for me. Once he saw the results of the MRI, and they were pretty clean, just showed some inflammation there. He said, I knew I was going to be good. Career's not in jeopardy or in trouble or something major that adds all that stress to these guys trying to maintain this lifestyle. And he said that really changed things.
Yeah, and it was on the back of his forearm, right? Not on the inside near the elbow area. It's on the back of that forearm. That gave him a lot of peace of mind to know that, yeah, underside of the forearm trouble, backside just a little bit of inflammation. He can go back and take care of it and then get back to being a key piece to this rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Harrison's been one of the best pitchers in the major leagues, and the Brewers are very glad to have him back. And you got to be proud of the Brewers for playing well without him. As Stallings, like a bulldog out there coming out of the pen. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of Ks. Brewers trail 4-0. See if we get the bats going here. Jake Bauers riding an 8-game hit streak. He'll lead off when we continue. Jake Bauers against Bubba Chandler to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Bauers with a couple of homers in Anaheim, going back to Southern California, where he is from. Brewers have a lot of players from Southern California. Nice little homecoming, and then we're going right back to SoCal. San Diego and LA to play the Dodgers next road trip. Bauers with 12 hits over this 8-game hit streak, a couple of homers, 5 RBIs. Where would the Brewers be without Bauers, especially in those first 6 weeks? What a year he's having. Career year, Vinny.
How about homers number 19 and 20 against the Los Angeles Angels? That first one was a moonshot. The second one was driven out to right center field for number 20. I think Bauers has an 878 OPS on the season. That's better than Freddie Freeman.
Getting a lot of time in the outfield. His bat has forced Pat Murphy to find starts for him in the outfield, because he is not just a platoon player anymore. And he's handled right field well. 3-2. Bauers takes a ball. He does that well too. He's got a great eye at the plate. Bauers reaches. Brewers get their 3rd walk, but it's a leadoff walk. And the Brewers will try to chip away here at Bubba Chandler.
Jake Bauers will take what the pitcher gives him, and if he doesn't give him anything, he'll take his walk.
There's Andrew Vaughn. Walked his first time up. Long battle with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Drew the walk.
Chandler's been effectively wild within the strike zone for the most part in tonight's game, and with that 4-0 lead, he's got some breathing room, so you can sense that he's being aggressive because of it.
That was a slider at 93 miles an hour. Gives you an idea of the electric arm that Bubba Chandler possesses. Almost hits Vaughn. There's the effectively wild part. You can't really settle in at the plate. That was 100 miles an hour coming right at your knuckles.
Yeah, you don't know now if he's going to snap off one of those good sliders down and away. You have to stay in there and keep that front shoulder right on the baseball.
2-2 the count. And a swing and a foul tip right into the middle of the catcher, Davis. And a strikeout. Bubba Chandler with his 4th K.
Yeah, you can sense that Andrew Vaughn was waiting for that slider, and he got the cheese at 98, got by him. Kid's got a great arm.
Big strikeout numbers throughout his career, minor and major, and big walk numbers. This year he's averaging 8 Ks per 9 innings. He's averaging nearly 5 walks per 9. Garrett Mitchell grounded out his first time up. Brewers need a moment right here. Get this crowd into it. It's a good Monday night crowd. And they are eager to see their team after a road trip where the Brewers went 3-3.
They get the crowd into it and also get Bubba Chandler back on his heels a little bit. Get him on the defensive.
2-1. Mitchell had kind of addressed the challenges he's had with the high fastball, but in the last few games pitchers have found that hole once again. There's a high fastball, and then there's a high fastball at 100.
Yeah, and it's going to be something that Garrett Mitchell's always going to have to, I wouldn't say battle, but really do drills, take his vitamins every single day in order to continue to stay on top of that pitch.
3-1. That ball's scalded into center field, but right at Mangum, and he makes the catch for the out.
Man, the second diving play that Pittsburgh Pirates outfielders have made behind Bubba Chandler. And that is that high fastball, and that is a nice job by Garrett Mitchell to get on top of it, but it again hangs up just enough for Jake Mangum, who didn't really know exactly how this ball was going to play off the bat, and he is able to haul it in.
Tough luck for Mitchell, but promising that he gets to that pitch. David Hamilton now with 2 away. When you say take your vitamins, I mean, I'm sure he does have a vitamin regimen where he actually takes vitamins, but
Flintstone vitamin, yeah.
You mean the drills that he's doing,
the drills,
the daily things that he does offensively to try to change or fix a hole that he's had in his swing throughout his career.
Yeah. Former Brewer, kind of a name, a throwback way back from the past. Joe Dillon used to talk about that all the time. There would be drills that he would do, and he would say, I'm just taking my vitamins. Jason Lane talks about that as well with some of the guys.
Matt Erickson talks about the vitamins from a defensive perspective.
Right.
He goes, he's got vitamins and pharmaceuticals. Is what he calls it. So he does the vitamins for the everyday,
the maintenance
on the hands. Make sure your hands are soft. You're doing your things that are proper as an infielder. And the pharmaceuticals when you need a real fix. Like you got to go call in a prescription,
call in the doctor,
work on your footwork or something like that.
That's good.
I love that.
Yeah.
1-2 the count. And right off the end of the bat, foul ball into the seats.
You know, coaches were telling me that they were my vitamins, but really I think they were giving me pharmaceuticals.
A lot of pharmaceuticals, yeah. And then there's emergency surgery. And then ultimately you pull the plug.
Pull the plug on it.
Those are the levels. So if you're in vitamin stage, you're doing well. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And Hamilton asked for it, is granted a late timeout. Bauer's a runner at first. 1-2, and Hamilton into center field. Nice piece of hitting. Looking like Cecil Cooper up there. Like a one-handed backhand. Drops it into center field for a base hit, and now the Brewers with 2 on.
Yeah, just a nice job by David Hamilton to get the barrel to it on the changeup. That front hip kind of exits right there, but he keeps the hands back long enough to get the barrel to it. Brewers have first and second now.
Here's Joey O. And he takes a strike. 23 pitches in the inning for Chandler. And if Ortiz can reach here to get Turang to the plate, Brewers will be in business. Ortiz, right field, a base hit. thrown to the plate, not in time. 2-out RBI single for Joey Ortiz.
Yeah, maybe that'll open things up for this Brewers offense against Bubba Chandler. Oh, this is just a great piece of hitting by Joey Ortiz to go with this pitch. That's the slider. He goes with it, gets jammed a little bit. But the low trajectory, low line drive swing from Joey Ortiz gets this into the outfield, and Jake Bauers cuts the bases nicely to put the Brewers on the board.
And a mound visit here with the Brewers striking with 2 outs, back-to-back singles. 2 players taking the humble approach. Bill Murphy takes the slow walk to the mound. Chance to remind you that for every Brewers RBI, the Northwestern Mutual Foundation is funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers are proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Ortiz with his 29th RBI, first tally of the game for the Brewers, and now Terang steps in, representing the tying run. Line to center his last time up. And Chandler put a fastball right by him. He ramped it up to 101, his best fastball yet.
Stepped on it a little bit, didn't he?
Strike 2. Comes back with a changeup and spots it. A couple of big pitches right there from Bubba Chandler. He's got Terang 0-2. First and third, 2 outs. And Terang strikes out. Wow, Bubba Chandler dialed it up. 3 pitches, he strikes out Terang. But the Brewers do get on the board, and Joey O, who's been swinging a hot bat. 4-1 Pirates. We go to the 6th.
The Chocolate Factory.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. And by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Monday night, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Brewers, Pirates. Start a 4-game series tonight. We're in the 6th inning now. It is 4-1 Pittsburgh. Brewers just got one. Joey Ortiz with a 2-out RBI single. And Endy Rodriguez will start it for the Buccos. Bottom of the order coming up, Rodriguez, Jacob Gonzalez, and Henry Davis. Garrett Stallings is giving the Brewers some quality outs right now. He entered this game in the middle of an at-bat in the 4th inning. Brandon Sproat, 3+, gives up 4 runs, all earned. Tough outing for Sproat. Pat Murphy was not pleased after a leadoff single in that 4th inning, and then 2 wild pitches with Jacob Gonzalez at the plate, and Pat Murphy took his starter out of the game in the middle of an at-bat in a 2-1 count. You almost never see that if it's not an injury.
Yeah, sending a message.
It's a hard hit ball through for a base hit. Endy Rodriguez is 2 out of 3. And it's a lead man on for the Pirates in the 6th.
Yeah, not too many holes in this Pittsburgh Pirates lineup, and this kid Endy Rodriguez was one of the top prospects for them before he had Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. A catcher by trade, playing first tonight. This is the Potawatomi Sportsbook wire cam. Hits a base hit into that 4-hole.
Brings up Jacob Gonzalez. A challenge here.
Pitcher's called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
Home plate umpire John Lipka will await the challenge and just
Milwaukee has 1 remaining.
missed it by a 1/10 of an inch.
Wow.
He framed himself. Contreras. Changeup had him out in front. Nice pitch, little lazy pop up to Ortiz. First out of the inning. By the way, there was a strikeout in that third inning, which means you scored a free scoop of fresh frozen custard. Visit culvers.com/brewers to sign into delicious rewards. You can redeem your free scoop of fresh frozen custard with any order through tomorrow at participating Wisconsin Culver's locations. Free scoop of fresh frozen custard. Ooh. And go ahead and
how many?
Add the cheese curds in there, might as well, and the butter burger while you're at it.
So I'll bring my girls with, and then I'll get 4 scoops of frozen custard.
Yeah.
I make sure that they order it all, and then I finish them.
You're kind of becoming famous here in Milwaukee, so I don't know if employees are eligible. You used to be able to sneak by, and now you're a big network TV star after your NBC appearance yesterday, which I thought you crushed.
I appreciate it.
With Matt Vasgersian and Mark Gubaza and a cast of thousands. Great job, Vinny.
Hey, appreciate it. Did you see us surprise Matty V coming on with some of his Brewers highlights from his calls?
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought Matt traveled with that video package wherever he goes.
Yep, Matty V, he's on the Mount Rushmore along with you and Rock. Of course, Uke is, I don't even know if you can consider Uke on the Mount Rushmore. He's on his own mountain.
He has his own mountain. Former Brewers TV play-by-play man, Matt Vasgersian. Loves Milwaukee. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped it right into the middle of the catcher, Contreras. And 2 men are out as Davis strikes out.
I'll tell you what, this changeup from Stallings is absolutely filthy. 83 miles per hour, and you're getting a swing and a miss on it on a guy who is really tough to strike out and doesn't swing outside the zone very often in Henry Davis.
4 strikeouts for Stallings. Of the 8 outs he's recorded. Matt Vasgersian and I were in the minor leagues together.
Texas League.
My first year, I was in San Antonio. He was in El Paso. And he did stand-up comedy as a side hustle around his play-by-play job with the Diablos of El Paso. He would literally like do these sets after the games.
That's amazing.
He would go to the comedy club. He bombed every time.
Didn't surprise. That's doubtful. That's doubtful.
He had kind of a blue set, if I remember.
Did you ever open
It's
for
a
him?
little awkward. Heck no. No way. But we used to totally mess with each other on the air all the time. Like,
any good stories?
We would do the craziest. Well, he and I used to throw water balloons at the players during batting practice. They'd hit smash on top of the cage, and then the water would go down, but we would chuck and duck. So, you know, it took a while for them to figure out what was happening.
How many years in the league was he when it was your first?
Nobody covers second base, and that'll be a stolen base for Andy Rodriguez. Brewers paying no mind to Rodriguez. Count is 3-1 on Jake Mangum. Mangum had an infield hit, bunted for a single and an RBI last time up. Right off the end of the bat, that's going to go foul. Yeah, we were only together the 1 year.
And then he got the Brewers job.
No, he ended up, I believe, in, I don't know, Syracuse, and he went to Tucson, and then he got the Brewers job a few years after that. 97, I think. Maybe?
97 to 2001.
This was 94 when we were together. 94.
Okay. Yeah, those were the diehard years.
Yeah. Full count. Runner at second. And the changeup gets another man out in front. Churio is right there. Garrett Stallings giving the Brewers all they need right now. See if they can get him some runs. Put one in the win column for the guy. Brewers coming to bat.
Brewers opening up a week-long homestand here at American Family Field, and BCF will be busy. They'll be collecting school supplies or a $10 contribution during August Drive for Charity that's coming up this weekend, Friday through Sunday, August 7th through 9th, and fans donating will receive a collectible Bryce Terang pin. You can go to brewers.com/BCF for more information. You can also make online donations there. So don't forget that drive for charity this weekend against the Twins.
Thank you, Sophia. Always a good cause. Jackson Chourio just takes 2 across the letters. 2 balls, no strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1. Chourio's 0 for 2. Hit the ball sharply last time up, grounded out to short. Chandler struck him out. Another one misses badly. There was a mechanical flaw right now with Bubba Chandler, which is good news for the Brewers.
Has sailed 3 pitches in a row up and in. Usually that means your arm is late.
And another one sails up and in. Leadoff walk. And Chandler in search mode right now to start this bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, not trying to do this for certain. 3-0 pitch with a 3-run lead. You're not trying to walk a guy or hit anybody. It's certainly going to get your blood boiling a little bit if you're Jackson Chourio, and rightfully so.
I mean, Pat Murphy, that little grin says it all. He loves it. Anything to agitate. We got a challenge here. Pitcher's called a ball.
Pitcher's called a ball. Catcher's challenging.
See if Henry Davis is dialed in. He had 1 right already.
Pittsburgh has 1 remaining.
He's trying to get a strike for his pitcher right now, but it's 5 in a row out of the strike zone, and they're all missing to the arm side.
This should be an auto take right here from Christian Yelich after 5 balls out of the zone.
That's in there. That was the cruising speed fastball of Chandler, just 95 miles an hour. And that one by Yelich, 99. He gassed it up again. That sequence to Terang to finish off the 5th was impressive by Chandler. It gives you an indication of why the Pirates are so high on him. There aren't many pitchers who can dial it up like that in a spot like that.
Right. Yep. A home run ties up the ball game, and Bubba Chandler took matters into his own hands and dialed it up to 101. And you can sense that being paired up with Henry Davis matters to Bubba Chandler in this start as well.
Yelich shatters his bat. Little flare out to Gonzalez. And there is out number 1. Do the numbers bear that out with Davis behind the plate?
It's a run better with Henry Davis behind the plate. Look at this on the dirt cam by Digger's hotline. Yelich just gets sawed off and just left with a toothpick in his hand after breaking his bat on that slider.
1 out, runner at first, and Contreras up there hacking, made up his mind, and he chased a high fastball. 101 with that one. Chandler reaching back, letting it fly right now. This is a spot where a walk with the red hot Bowers coming up could really get the Pirates thinking about a move. You got a lefty Soto preparing for Bowers. You'd love to get Chandler out of this game right now and get into the Pirates pen. And timeout is asked for and granted. Contreras just for the fun of it.
I don't think I've ever seen.
Who called the timeout? Was it Contreras? It was. He wasn't sure he had it or not.
Usually mentally, if you call time and you hear the umpire say time, you mentally shut it down, but Contreras decides to take some BP.
Yeah. It would have been a double play ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Late, and it's 1-2.
He calls that a slider. That's 95. Looks a lot like a cutter, and it's got late action on it. And you can sense that Bubba Chandler knows he's near the end of his rope because he's letting the tank empty right here.
Pitch number 90. 1-2 on Contreras. A shot to right. It is deep. It is caught by Valdez. Buzzard's luck on a number of line drive outs. Contreras hit that well. 2 outs now.
Man, is he playing deep or what? Esmeralyn Valdez, this ball is hit like a rocket to right field. And Valdez doesn't have to go very far to haul it in.
So Don Kelly's going to let it ride with Chandler. with a lefty ready in the pin. And Bowers takes a ball. Andrew Vaughn due next. I'd be curious to see if Don Kelly goes with Soto against Vaughn. Cross matchup. If it gets to that point this inning. Brewers have had 7 batted balls in this game. This is from the desk of Dom Catronio. It's a good one though. Exit velocity is over 100 miles an hour off the bat. They are all for outs.
Yeah, unlucky.
And that one's going to fall, a base hit. Churio turns and burns. He's headed to third, and Jake Bowers gives the Brewers a chance, and it is decision time now for Don Kelly in that Pirate dugout.
I gotta imagine that he is gonna stick with the righty. This is a nice swing. Again, gets jammed. Gives yourself a chance when you hit down on the label like that. And Jake Bowers hits the inside half of the baseball. Churio goes first to third. Now the Brewers are one swing away from tying this.
Kelly trying to get Chandler through 6 innings. So he left him in there against Bowers, and now Vaughn can make him pay. Pitch count is up there after a 27 pitch 5th inning. Brewers are the kings of the 3-run innings this year. 3 runs or more. No team with more this season. Pirates had a 3-run third, added 1 in the 4th. First and third, 2 outs. Garrett Mitchell due next. This figures to be Chandler's last hitter. Vaughn getting a look at Chandler for the 3rd time, and he shoots one right field. A broken bat flare is going to fall. A run is in. Churio. Bowers to third. Throw gets away. Bowers on his way to the plate. Throw to the plate, and Bowers is safe. Whoa, Bowers rolling the dice to third and to home. It's 4-3, and the tying run is at second.
I tell you what, this is a base running mistake by Jake Bowers, and he gets away with it. Not only does he get away with it, he ends up scoring on the play. And Vaughn stays with that slider enough to dump it into right field. This is a mistake for Bowers. You never want to make the third out at third. He would have been dead to rights if that ball is caught. Not caught, gets away from the third baseman and able to score, and the Brewers are 1 run away from tying this game.
Boy, you could see it unfold, and if this throws a good one here by Chandler, who made a great play, he's got a chance at it out, but he did not. And all those line drive outs, it is Vaughn who breaks his bat and delivers one. And we got a pitching change at American Family Field. Bubba Chandler was allowed to stay, and then the Bowers ad back got him a base hit, and then he gives up a little flare single to Andrew Vaughn. That left the bat 75 miles an hour. Chandler will exit. 4 hits, 2 runs, the error allowing the 3rd run to score, and now it's going to be Gregory Soto here to face Garrett Mitchell.
He's got 14 saves on the season. He's been asked to close a lot of games, but he's coming in here into this pocket against Garrett Mitchell. Got 7 holds on the season as well. 2 earned runs only in his last 11 appearances. Has been lights out.
Mitchell takes the first pitch. On those throws, Vaughn did get to second base. E7 to allow Bowers to score. E9, I should say.
That's a tough error on Valdez. That's a pretty good throw over to third.
It was the short hop. Bowers needs to go straight to the Wisconsin Lottery office after this. He was dead to rights maybe twice in that sequence. And that one misses. No challenge. Close pitch. Low. And Mitchell has a great eye. When everything is dialed up in intensity, Mitchell up there calm. Gets himself in a 3-0 count. Unlikely he'll be swinging here. And that hit him. Ouch. Soto comes in, fans the Flames. And the Brewers have the go-ahead run aboard now.
Ah, that is going to hurt right on that right elbow. This is fuel coming right at you. Hits the elbow guard, but that still does not feel good. You can see Garrett Mitchell peeking out to Soto. I wonder, does Soto say if he's okay? And I think he said yes.
All right, so Mitchell at first. Great speed there at first. Pinch hitter coming up for the Brewers. Cooper Pratt will hit for the lefty David Hamilton. Assuming Pratt will go to short, Ortiz will move to third. Pratt has been cooking right now. Last 19 games, hitting .377. And Soto misses. It's the first time Cooper Pratt has pinch hit in the big leagues. Different experience for a guy who typically plays every day. Look at those last 10 games though. 2 on, 2 out. And a strike from Soto. Went with a breaking ball. Brewers with 2 hits and a hit batter with 2 outs in this inning. Pratt takes another breaking ball for a strike, and he's going to challenge this.
Pitcher's called a strike. Batter's challenging.
Brewers down to their last challenge here. And I think they are going to be out of challenges.
That's the backdoor sweeper. Yeah, tough to know exactly where across the plate. Remember, that plane of the strike zone sits right in the middle of the plate. Did clip that corner.
1-2 the count on Pratt. Tying run at second base. Pratt on the ground, foul. Talented rookie shortstop. Been good with runners in scoring position this year. Hitting over 300. Brewers have scored twice. They are down a run. Second batter Soto is facing. Ready for a 1-2. Runners will be off with a crack of the bat with 2 outs. And that one missed.
You see him slide step on him. Kind of quick pitched him. He went 3 sliders in a row to the back door and then slide step fastball at 97 in.
Two and two now. And he got him. Struck him out on a slow curveball. Pratt is gone. Brewers strand 2, but they score twice. Andrew Vaughn delivers with 2 outs. A throwing error from right field. A mad dash by Jake Bowers. And the Brewers are right back in it.
Seems you've been used.
Toyota game reset. Brewers right back in it with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-3 Pirates. Horwitz with a 3-run double in that 3rd inning. And now it's Aaron Ashby. Second reliever used by Pat Murphy. Garrett Stallings giving the Brewers a tremendous outing here tonight. He goes 3 innings. Came in the middle of a count in the 4th inning. That run did come around to score, but Stallings going multiple innings and allowing the Brewers to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, 3 innings, 4 punch outs. That'll go a long way with a manager and a pitching coach, what Garrett Stallings did today in covering those 3 innings and picking the team up.
Well, he gave up the 2 hits. They were both singles. One was a bunt single. Cooper Pratt stays in to play short. That moves Joey O to 3rd. 7th inning and a 4-3 Pirate lead. It's been a while since Ashby was on the mound. He was loosening in Anaheim, never got in the game, but his last outing was one to forget. One of his worst outings of the year, and I'm sure he is eager to get back on the mound. That was last Wednesday in San Francisco.
It was 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk and 1 punch out in that one. Looking for a bounce back outing right here.
Ashby's going to have some help in that bullpen soon as he starts it with a strikeout on Brandon Lau. Good way to start it.
Well, that's why Aaron Ashby is so good, VA, because he has such a quick short-term memory. Any kind of rough outing, he will forget about it, and he'll go right back to pounding the zone and throwing nasty sliders and curveballs to opposing batters.
I'm sure Pat Murphy would have loved to have got him in the game Friday, which was the next game after a day off last Thursday. But the game didn't really necessitate Ashby come in. I always want to turn around Brian Reynolds if you can. He's good from both sides of the plate. Most managers want Reynolds off the right side. Reynolds 2 for 3 as a left-handed hitter. Jojo Romero acquired by the Brewers today from the Cardinals. He's still on the injured list, but he'll be back soon. Mid to late August is the thought. He had an emergency appendectomy, did Romero. But when he comes back, he is going to be a great complement from the left side along with Ashby.
Yeah, without a doubt. Guy that gets a lot of ground balls, 48% ground balls. He can go multiple innings just like Aaron Ashby. That is going to be a weapon for the Brewers. He has 20 holds on the year. He was the setup guy for Riley O'Brien in St. Louis.
Romero has 18 multi-inning outings this year of his 44 games. You can use him like you use Ashby. And there's a strikeout. Changeup had Reynolds fooled, and back-to-back Ks for Aaron Ashby. That'll give us a chance to hear a message from Aurora Healthcare.
1, 2, 3.
How does it feel?
Amazing. One of my best days ever.
2 outs here is Esmeralyn Valdez. Ashby pounds that fastball in on the hands. 98 miles an hour. Got a generous call back there.
Cannot be fun to catch. Aaron Ashby.
There's pain he's inflicting on hitters, on catchers, umpires.
Yep.
Dirt cam. How's our Diggers hotline dirt cam looking right now, Lindsay?
It could survive.
There, it's still intact. But dirt cam has feelings when Ashby's in the game. It's a little cautious. 2-1. And did he go? Ooh, did not. Was close. 3 balls and a strike to count on Valdez.
Be careful here. 14 home runs on the season can lead to any part of the ballpark. Can't just lay it in here against Valdez.
And he walked him. 2-out walk. That's the 3rd walk of the game for Valdez.
And tonight's tavern of the game winner is Congress Club in Stevens Point. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offers courtesy of the Tavern League Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Spencer Horwitz. And did he go? He did not. Oof. Pirates are displaying some strong forearm work with these check swings.
And no challenges.
That would have been close. Might have clipped the zone. Brewers have exhausted their challenges the rest of the game, though. Contreras and Pratt, the culprits tonight.
And Contreras giving the home plate umpire just a little bit extra sarcastic hold on that last pitch to John Lipka.
Yeah, when you frame the one right down the middle, it's got a message. 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Looking ahead to the Brewers 7th. 9-1-2 coming up. Joey Ortiz, Bryce Terang, Jackson Churio. If anybody reaches, Yelich will bat. Ashby trying to get him to the plate, down only 1. Horwitz in a 3-1 count and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, you love the body language from William Contreras. A couple of fake shakes and he tells him, go ahead, let's just go ahead and challenge him right here. Don't need to be too careful with Spencer Horwitz.
Horwitz struck out with 2 out in the first. He delivered a 3 RBI double with 2 outs in the third. Ashby's got the one he wants. Valdez will be off with the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. There he goes, and a swing and a miss. Got to secure it at first. No problem. A strikeout for Ashby. He strikes out 3, works around a 2-out walk. Back on the horse, Aaron Ashby with his electric stuff. Brewers down a run. Stretch time in Milwaukee.
Tonight, courtesy of our UW Credit Union drone cam. It's a 4-3 baseball game in the home half of the 7th inning. We're at Cooper Law Offices, One Call Matt Saul Sports Desk. Stephen Watson, Tim Dillard, and Tim, 3 unanswered runs by this Brewers offense. It's become a bullpen game that favors the Brewers right now.
For me, Garrett Stallings gets the game ball so far. He kept the Brewers in this ball game coming in and then turns it over to the offense. And they've been nickel and diming, walks and singles. They need that big base hit, though.
Well, we'll see if we can have another comeback performance from these Milwaukee Brewers. We'll talk about it all on Brewers postgame. BA, Brewers are 56-9 when they get to 4 runs in a game. We'll see if they can up that.
Oh, I like when Steven drops those little nuggets in, those little sneaky little gold 2-strike nuggets. Right as he's going back. Hot potato. 0-2 the count on Joey Ortiz. Soto has been a wild ride for him. Hit Garrett Mitchell, struck out Cooper Pratt, the pinch hitter. 1-2 the count, and Ortiz fouls it away. Pirates just added to their bullpen. Mentioned Camilo Doval. He made 1 appearance for Pittsburgh coming from the Yankees. He is certainly available tonight. He pitched yesterday, made his Pirate debut. There's Doval. Luke Weaver is going to get some closing duties. Not here yet. Weaver coming from the Mets. Pirates added Lake Bacher, who's got UW Whitewater ties. Kirby Yates, Hunter Stratton.
5 bullpen arms that they have added to their roster. Bullpen that ranks 22nd in baseball in ERA.
Emergency hack by Ortiz. He almost took out Christian Yelich over there. That way, says the dugout.
Just trying to stay alive. Joey Ortiz fights this one off right at Christian Yelich.
And a roll over to third base. Gonzalez fires high. Ortiz flying down the line. Might have beat it anyway.
Their former college teammates. Joey Ortiz hits a high chopper over to Nick Gonzalez, who takes a little bit extra time. Joey Ortiz hits this one off of his front foot, so he's running out of the box quickly. That second hop, Nick Gonzalez, that extra little tap of the glove cost him. He would have beat that out. Look at Joey Ortiz flying down the line. Sneaky fast.
New Mexico State is where they were in college. Ortiz represents the tying run at first. Now the top of the order with Bryce Terang. Brewers got one on the 5th on a 2-out RBI single by Ortiz. And then Vaughn with a 2-out hit to drive in a run in the 6th. Nobody out. Terang shows bunt, takes a ball. It's interesting that Soto has faced 2 left-handed batters. He has thrown 6 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone to him. He hit Mitchell on a 3-0 pitch. And Terrain gets a bunt down. That's a good one. Throw to first is just in time. That was a good throw by Gonzalez that time. And it took a perfect throw to get him.
And it took Bryce Terang just an extra click to get out of the box. He wanted to make sure that this bunt was down. As he just took him a little bit. He didn't have his perfect footing to explode out of the box. And Nick Gonzalez able to complete the play at first. See him barehanded, shuffle and throw.
Sets it up for Churio. It's an easy thing to say from the booth, but you do wonder if Terang might have just taken one more pitch to see if he could throw a strike.
Right.
He had not thrown a strike to a left-handed batter.
Sometimes lefties and even righties see that left-handed batter in the box and they get a little gun shy. Cut the pitches off a little bit just because you have a hitter that you're kind of staring at. You don't want to. You feel crowded out there on the mound is what you hear pitchers say.
Well, the pitch he bunted was a strike right at the bottom of the zone. 2-0 to Churio. And that big curveball, that's been his pitch. That sweeper. Churio walked and scored last inning. He's the go-ahead run at the plate. Wow, good take. That one barely missed.
He's got two different breaking balls. That short, quick slider and then the bigger sweeper. That was a good take from Churio.
That's coming all the way across the plate. Churio lays off it. Churio trying to touch one off here, and he gets jammed and fouls it away. That tells you where Soto's head is right now. His go-to pitch is that breaking ball.
The hitter's hitting 093 on the slider, 103 on the sweeper.
Hasn't thrown Churio a fastball yet. Tying run at second. Here's a 3-2, and it's ball four. Churio is aboard. First and second with one out. And here comes Yelich. That was the only fastball Soto threw Churio, and he missed badly with it.
Yeah, you're right, BA. He does not have great touch and feel for that heater. And that's likely why you're going to get a mound visit right here to calm him down and get a little scouting report. With Bill Murphy, the pitching coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates, making his way out.
He's got the slowest walk to the mound since Joe Torre, by the way. Wilbert Dotel is loosening in the Pirate pen. They've got a Doval and a Dotel down there, and they are soon to have a whole bunch of new names and faces in that pen, but that time is not tonight. Brewers captain steps in there. Brewers top four in the league in comeback wins. They were down 4-0 in this game. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. And Yelich takes a fastball strike in there. Can't blame him for taking it. Soto has saved 14 games for the Pirates this year. He's been used in that role quite often. Don Kelly brought him in the 6th inning last inning, in trouble with 2 outs. Trying to get a starter through the inning, could not. But they are tapping into the resources here, the Pirates. The 1-1. Yelich takes a strike. Yelich trying to deliver a little magic here. Good speed on the bags. 1-2. Yelich gets jammed and fouls it away. That was boring in on his knuckles.
They had to protect 98 up and in after a couple of sliders, a couple pitches before. 3 for 9 in his career against Soto.
And a strikeout. Soto went back to his bread and butter. He gets the out he needed. 2 outs now. Picks up his second strikeout.
Talk about effectively wild. He came in on his hands 98 before. Throws him the slider down and away to get him.
William Contreras now lined out his last time up. Sent one deep to right. Brewers down a run in the 7th. Threatening here. Soto deals. Contreras takes a strike. Gonna make him throw one over first. Now he'll go to work. Contreras' last home run was a walk-off against the Marlins back on July 19th. 1-1 in there. Can't do it any better than that.
Yeah, Contreras tried to challenge and didn't have any left. Would have been a strike anyway.
Power sinker on the inside corner. 1-2 now. And he got him. Struck him out. Soto strands 2. Brewers come up empty in the 7th. 4-3. Pirates still lead. We go to the 8th.
Tired?
All.
Sesame Street Day returns to American Family Field for a huge family-friendly Sunday on August 9th. This time, a special ticket holder get an Oscar the Grouch bobblehead, perfect for collectors too. Visit brewers.com/themans.
Is there a greater symbol for trade deadline social media than Oscar the Grouch?
What are you implying?
There's a lot of grouchies, a lot of grouches out there, a lot of grouchiness going on. Have at it. Get those thumbs fired up.
It's very cathartic to go ahead and tweet mean things at people.
Every opinion must be shared immediately. Nick Gonzalez leads off for the Buccos here. See if Ashby can keep the Pirates at 4. There is activity in the Brewer bullpen. Garrett Stallings right now has given the Brewers a chance in this game, pitching 3 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 4. And it looked like the game was about to turn into a mess. Grant Anderson loosening quickly. Cooper Pratt got a great arm, and there is out number 1. Garrett Stallings has made it into our StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Vinny,
how about 4 strikeouts? Actually got 2 on the cutter, even though he had a ton of swings and misses at that changeup. Just had the 1 strikeout on the changeup. He was absolutely awesome tonight in holding this game close and giving the Brewers a chance to get back in it.
Here's Endy Rodriguez now. Look out.
And you think about what JoJo Romero is going to do as well to help out Aaron Ashby in situations like this, to go multiples and be a left-handed reliever out of the pen.
That's kind of the role that Angel Zerpa was going to fill. That was a big loss for the Brewers that isn't talked about enough.
That's a good call.
It was early in the season. Season-ending injury to the elbow. There's a liner. That guy's got 3 hits tonight. Endy Rodriguez is 3 out of 4 with a stolen base and a run scored. And he just turned around a 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Ashby.
Yeah, good-looking player, switch hitter, catcher, playing first base tonight, and all over that fastball from Aaron Ashby. Tell why they like that kid.
Runner on for the lefty Jacob Gonzalez, Pirates shortstop. Connor Griffin was hurt in early July, and they're talking about a 2 to 2.5 month recovery. They are hopeful to get him back for that finishing kick. The Pirates are hoping they're still in the picture by the time Griffin can return. Pittsburgh 3.5 games back of the number 3 wild card spot. But you got to give them credit. They made a lot of moves to add to their team and kind of shored up a weakness with their ball club, their bullpen.
And surprisingly, it's been their starting pitching ever since the end of May that's actually been struggling so bad. You know, likes of Paul Skeens, Jared Jones. It's a group that has not pitched well.
And they lost one of their starters, Mitch Keller, who struggled yesterday, but clearly he was pitching with a shoulder injury. Don Kelly got thrown out of the game yesterday. They were not happy with the way the Reds handled the rain in yesterday's game. 2-2 pitch and a foul ball.
It's a good looking ball club, BA. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to be in it right towards the end, and you know that they believe that, obviously, since they went out and acquired 5 arms at the deadline today. A couple days ago with Doval.
Runner goes, throw to first, Vaughn to second, and ball pops out of Pratt's glove. Brewers had a caught stealing. Would have been the second out, would have been a strike away from getting out of this inning. Instead, Pirates now with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, a rare mistake with the glove from Cooper Pratt, not being able to put this tag on and hold on to this ball right here. That's a good throw. You could tell it kind of squirted out towards the end of the glove from Cooper Pratt. It would have got him.
2-2. Ashby needs a strikeout. A little rollover ground ball. Vaughn is there. Got a race to the bag. And Ashby just beats him. That was close. 3-1 on the putout. Rodriguez ends up at third base. Credit Jacob Gonzalez for hustling down the line. Made it close.
No challenge, and Ashby's going to fall off towards that third base, and Vaughn feeds it to Ashby, who turned on the Jets just enough to get Gonzalez at first.
Got to get the footwork right. And Ashby did. So 2 outs, runner at third. Here's Henry Davis. Davis in ambush mode. Right pitch there, the changeup. It's for a low average Davis, but he's got some pop. Strike. Generous call. Davis choosing not to challenge. And he is down 0-2. Oh, good play back there by Contreras.
Run-saving block by William Contreras.
It's just like hitting a home run for a catcher.
Yeah.
Rodriguez was so far down the line because Ortiz is playing so deep at third. Digger's hotline dirt cam. That is textbook.
Almost a stand-up block. Those are the best blocks. When you look back at it, it was kind of a hockey goalie back there to save a run.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the Pirate catcher. And that's driven to right field. And right there is Bowers. Oh, Davis cooked that one. A line drive out. Inning is over, and it's going to be Bowers who leads off. We go to the 8th. Bowers, Vaughn, and Mitchell. Brewers down a run.
And a blue moon.
Jake Bowers ready to lead off for the Brew Crew as we go to the bottom of the 8th. How about Aurora Healthcare defensive plays of the game, Vinny?
Let's take a look at that defense tonight by the Milwaukee Brewers. How about this play right here with Aaron Ashby getting over, just barely getting Gonzalez at first base. And then Jake Bowers to end that inning on a screamer hit by Henry Davis, hauls that one in.
And I'd throw in that block by William Contreras on the pitch in the dirt as well. Honorable mention.
Absolutely. Saved a run.
All right, so Bowers leads off. Camilo Doval in the game for the Pirates. Pittsburgh has a new third baseman as well. And Bowers on the first pitch. Big bounce at first. Rodriguez to Doval for out number 1. And
Duvall's got huge ground ball numbers, do that late downer sinker in the low 100s. Pairs it with a sharp slider. Take a look at Jared Triolo. He's coming over and inserting himself at third base, a defensive wizard. Won a Gold Glove a couple of years ago as the utility guy in the National League.
Duvall was a trade acquisition, not a trade deadline day acquisition. They got him last week from the Yankees. There's no question about his stuff, but the Yankees lost faith in Camilo Duvall. He was the closer in San Francisco, kind of burst onto the scene, then really struggled there.
39 saves in 2023. He had a 7.78 ERA at Yankee Stadium this year. 2.21 on the road.
They're hoping Duvall, getting away from the hot seat that is New York and Yankee Stadium, he will find it, and the Pirates will catch lightning in a bottle. But he is a guy that has over 100 saves in his career, including a 39 save season back in his All-Star year in 2023. That was the year he led the National League in saves. And he's got a nasty slider, and he's got Andrew Vaughn down 1-2.
And he's super tough on right-handed hitters because of that sinker slider combination.
One ball, 2 strikes account. Vaughn had a 2-out RBI single in the 6th. And that spinner misses close. A hit and a walk for Vaughn tonight. He's 1 for 2. Brewers down a run, bottom of the 8th. Did he go? Yes, he did. Vaughn strikes out. Second out of the inning.
And James Hoy says he went too far on this slider. Let's take a look at that from the side. Right on the border for me. And Murph not happy.
A lot of check swings for the Pirates. Vaughn does not get the benefit. That was a little further than those, though. So here's Mitchell with 2 outs. Good cut. Trying to jump on that first pitch fastball. Duvall's given up 6 homers this year as a member of the Yankees. His only game as a Pirate, he gave up a homer. He pitched the 8th inning yesterday.
And lefties will get him. 351 batting average against.
Bouncing ball to third. Long throw here for Triolo, and it is in time. Heck of a play. Put him in there for defensive purposes, and it pays off. And Duvall has a scoreless 8th inning. We go to the 9th. Pirates lead 4-3.
AWS.
To the 9th we go. It's a tight one. The Brewers got down 4-0. Pirates got 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Brewers answered back, but they're still within a run. And it's going to be Chad Patrick to try to get the Brewers at the plate in the 9th, only down 1.
It needs to keep it right here. Last pitched on Saturday where he got the win against the Halos, tossing 2 innings of scoreless baseball. Punched out 5 in that appearance. Yeah, needs to keep it right here.
Mangum, the leadoff hitter, and a half swing he goes. 0-2 the count. Brewers have been knocking at the door. Got within a run. Had the tying run at 2nd in the 6th. Had the tying run at 2nd in the 7th. Duvall put him down in order in the 8th. And that one is in there. Ring him up. Chad Patrick opens up the 9th with a backwards K. Tonight's Toyota drive of the game. Spencer Horwitz with one swing of the bat and the bases loaded scores 3 on a 3 RBI double with 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
There were 2 seeing eye singles before that. A walk, got behind 2-0 to Horwitz, and he made Brandon Sproat pay.
Brandon Lau takes a strike. Brandon Lau, infield hit in the 3rd inning. Scored on that double by Horwitz. And remember, he hustled that out to extend the inning. Looks like Mason Montgomery is going to get the save opportunity tonight. Nasty lefty. Brewers will have Pratt, Ortiz, and Terang coming up. 2 righties and a lefty.
I love how StatCast marked that where that pitch ended up at 96, right next to the 96 calories.
Sometimes you just got to let them know it effectively wild works. And then he comes right back. Ooh, close one, no challenge. That was a strike.
And yet, Contreras frustrated with the home plate umpire, John Lipka, who's been pretty solid all night long.
That's why you need him. 2-2 to Brandon Lau. Got it anyway. Nasty cutter from Patrick.
And Chad Patrick has been lights out these last 2 appearances. Another strikeout. Look at that cutter. Just buried down and in against Lau to get the strikeout.
2 outs for Brian Reynolds. Reynolds 2 hits tonight, 2 out of 4. Both of those hits in his first 2 at-bats. He's had a single to left and then a ground ball up the middle for a base hit to center in the 3rd. Stallings got him to fly out with a couple of men on in the 4th inning. Great work by the Brewer bullpen. Garrett Stallings 3 innings, Ashby 2, and now Chad Patrick here in the 9th. All the Pittsburgh runs belong to Brandon Sproat tonight. 2-0 on Reynolds and a bouncer foul.
Good pitch right there, 2-0. We've seen Brian Reynolds in those types of situations barrel something up and put a run on the board. Good cutter away.
Two. Cubs beating the Dodgers tonight 10-5. Brewers up 6.5 in the Central. Starting play today. Tarek Skubal pitches for the Dodgers tomorrow at Wrigley. Cubs are very busy on the trade front, and getting Kevin Gausman was a big pickup for them from Toronto. 2-2 to Reynolds. Little tapper, Terang scoops it, fires it. Chad Patrick 3 up, 3 down with a couple of Ks. Last call for the Brewers. Pirates have won 5 out of 6 from Milwaukee this year. The Brew Crew trying to flip the script tonight in game 1 of the series.
What do you say?
Monday night, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Brewers with their last call here, down 4-3. Bottom of the 9th inning. It's going to be Mason Montgomery on to try to nail it down. He does have 2 saves. He has blown 2 saves. Revolving door of closers for the Pirates. Cooper Pratt leads off for the Brew Crew.
It's an upper 9s heater, reaches triple digits. Short, quick breaking slider for strikes and for chase. He's got a downer type curve, an occasional changeup to righties. This guy has been absolutely nasty as of late.
Pratt let it fly on a high fastball. Montgomery has given up 5 homers this year. and does have those 2 blown saves. Pittsburgh bullpen has been good tonight. Started with Soto, who's in a little bit of trouble but got out of it. Doval and now Montgomery. Bubba Chandler in line for the win. One and 2 to Pratt. Second at bat for Pratt. He pinch hit in the 6th for the first time as a big leaguer. Struck out with 2 on. 2 and 2 down. Mason Montgomery, former Tampa Bay Ray. 2-2, and Pratt strikes out. No secrets there. Big fastballs for Montgomery, and he strikes out Pratt for the first down.
Just challenged Cooper Pratt here after losing a couple over the top of the zone. Just challenged him upper third, and Pratt comes up empty. This guy's got electric stuff.
Off-season trade between the Rays and the Pirates came with Brandon Lau from Tampa Bay. That one taken down. They asked on an appeal if he went. He did not.
Yeah, very rarely do you get a trade with 3 everyday guys. Brandon Lau, Jake Mangum, and Mason Montgomery for Mike Burrows, who is a young starter with control. Ben Cherington hit a homer on that trade.
First breaking ball from Montgomery. And back to the fastball for a strike. Joey O. 2 hits tonight. Chased one. 100-mile-an-hour fastball at the letters. Desperate to get Churio to the plate this inning. Turang due next. He's a lefty. Couple of shakes. See what he does here. 1 and 2 the count. And a foul ball.
Yeah, those are fake shakes. Henry Davis trying to play with the mind of Joey Ortiz after he's been late on the 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Fake shake, go right back to it.
1 and 2 to Ortiz. Hanging in there. Brewers stranded 2 in the 5th. Stranded 2 in the 6th. Left 2 on in the 7th. Still down a run with 1 out in the 9th. 2 and 2 down. Can almost dismiss the breaking ball at this point. He has not thrown it for a strike. He's thrown very few of them. 2 and 2. And Ortiz on the ground. Slow roller. Gonzalez low throw. Safe at first. Joey O with his second infield hit. He's a menace.
I'll tell you what, he has sneaky speed. And the Brewers have a base runner now with 1 out against Montgomery. Gonzalez pretty sure-handed. Maybe takes 1 extra little tick to get rid of this, and Joey Ortiz, that'll be enough for Joey Ortiz to beat it out.
3 hits for Joey O. Now Turang is up, representing the winning run. Turang was ready to fire. He got a fastball. He missed it. Bryce Turang had a walk-off early this year against the Yankees. Trying to deliver one here tonight. Churio due next. Lefties against Montgomery this year, hitting 102.
And you can see why. This stuff is that good. 5 stolen bases given up. Nobody's been caught with Montgomery on the mound.
0-2 the count.
They're cheating for it. Have to. He's got that extra giddy up. He's got extension down the mound as well. So that 100-mile-per-hour fastball is looking like 102 to Bryce Turang.
Turang down in the count. 0-2. Tying run at first. Hunting a mistake here. The 0-2 pitch. Got him. Wiped him out with a slider. 2 out, second strikeout for Montgomery. And it's going to be up to Chourio.
Yeah, after the fastball down and away on the pitch before, Bryce, again, you have to cheat for the fastball if you're going to try and get to it. And that's why you're way ahead and miss the slider.
Chourio can get to high velocity. That's a strength of his. Montgomery. And he fires him a slider on the first pitch. Chourio over the top of it. Brewers have the tying run on. Ortiz has not been willing to run yet. And a little tapper foul off his foot. Count is 0-2.
Back-to-back sliders to the back foot, and it hits the front foot of Chourio on the foul ball.
Yeah, right off the toe. Chourio has one walk-off in his career. That was last year against the Dodgers. Pirates outfield is very deep, trying to cut off extra base hits. 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes in the ninth. And that one just missed a challenge here.
Pitcher called the ball.
Oh, boy.
Catcher's challenging.
This is going to be right on the edge. This could be the game, and it is.
Game over.
Game ends on a challenge, on an ABS challenge. Chourio strikes out, and the Brewers drop another game to the Pirates. Pittsburgh has won 6 of 7 against the Brewers this year.
Yeah, they have the Milwaukee Brewers number. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the Brewers can't seem to solve that riddle so far this season. Left 8 on base tonight, just 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. But it was the Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen that was lights out tonight, and the Brewers drop game 1 of this 4-game series.
Brewers strand 7 men on the last 4 innings. Got in a hole early, could not recover. And the Pirates shaking hands here at American Family Field. They win it 4-3. Stephen and Dilly will have the post-game story for you, and it's coming up right after the break.
For 50